the videos. As you know, or if you don't know, I typically record because I commute quite often. So I'm using my time wisely to get some education out, to start a conversation, and to do this, to talk to you guys. So here I am. So today's video is going to be about controlling your anger. And I thought that this was a pretty important topic because in our society, anger is more than likely classified as a negative emotion. However, I think it's really important to recognize that everyone gets angry, and anger isn't necessarily negative. How you react to your anger may be negative, but the emotion of being angry is not a negative emotion. I'm going to be sharing 4 short tips of how to navigate when a situation where you're angry and what that looks like. Okay, so boom, a situation happens, you get news, whatever, and you feel angry. First thing you have to do, step number 1, is recognize the emotion, which honestly may be one of the hugest steps because we oftentimes attribute other emotions to being angry. Like when we're sad, we may say that we're angry. If we're anxious, we may say that we're angry. So we can attribute different emotions to anger when really the root of it is I'm upset, like I'm mad. So the first thing you have to do is recognize when you're angry. Recognize the emotion. So how do you know when you're angry? There's a lot of different ways where you can basically tell that you're angry. Some people have like physical symptoms. Like for me, when I get angry, the top of my ears get hot. Like it feels like my head is gonna explode. So there's physical symptoms. Some people cry. Like really, it's kind of hard to pinpoint what anger is. That's why I feel like it's the most important step, because it can look like so many different things. So if it's not physical, maybe it could be your mood. Maybe you just feel different. Like you aren't responsive to people like you would typically be responsive. So just look for an overall change within you. So a situation happens, you recognize I am angry right now. So after you recognize that emotion, the next best step to do is to remove yourself from the situation. So removing yourself from the situation could be literally walking away. It could be exiting a group meet. It could be logging off social media. It could be not texting back, or it could just be like, hey, I'm just going to talk to you later, or just simply walking away. So removing yourself from whatever was a trigger to cause you to become angry. Okay, so by removing yourself from the situation, you don't give yourself room to react. And what I mean by react is sometimes when we're angry, we may say or do things that we don't really mean, or that timing, or that could be potentially hurtful to someone else. So instead of having that time to react, you replace react with think. So you just step away and you can reflect, which will bring me to the next one. My third tip in controlling your anger would be to reevaluate the situation. So us humans, we have this habit of thinking the world revolves solely around us. And trust me, I get it. However, typically there are multiple sides to every situation. So this one thing could have made you angry. Here is a step where you take the time to put yourself in someone else's shoes. What were they thinking? What were they trying to accomplish? How did that turn out? Like, did I take it wrong, or did they say it wrong, or is there some room for misinterpretation? That's essentially what this step is for, to just think back to the situation, how it was handled, how you reacted, how another person, or how the situation played out. This is what that step is for. And then let me put a disclaimer out here. Even after you reevaluate the situation and it was messed up and you feel as though that you're in the right, honey, that is okay, because messed up things happen all the time. But the point of this process rather is to have you stop and think and then react, so we aren't making decisions out of pure anger. So with reevaluating the situation, you can come up with a solution, or you could pinpoint what happened to cause me to feel angry. You know, where was that point in time? What can I do to change this emotion? Like, what can I do to not be angry? Which leads me to the fourth and final step, which is to make an action plan, make a game plan, or come up with a conclusion. So I'm angry, right? I've removed myself from the situation. I've taken the time to think about what occurred and what could be done differently. Now it's time to do the difference. Like, it's time to do something to change the situation, or it's time to do nothing at all. Sometimes when you're angry and it's a situation where you just gotta throw your hands up, listen, that's okay. You took that time to be angry, you took that time to sit and reflect about it, so now it's time to let it go. This step is basically to get you into the mindset of where am I going to go from here? Because what you can't do, well, you can, but what you shouldn't do is sit in your anger and just be mad. Sometimes people are mad and you don't even know they're mad at you. They just sitting there mad. And it's just like, well, you didn't take the time to come to me. You know, you didn't talk to me about it. So this is that action part. Now that you're angry, you recognize that. Now that you have reevaluated the situation, okay, good. Now action. What are you going to do differently? And I just wanted to say this again, like I said before, anger is not a negative emotion. So if you feel angry and you are justifying your feelings, then that is okay. But don't sit in that for too long. Let it go. What it is, what it is, what it is. It will be what it's been. All that good stuff. Sometimes you just have to let it go, because being angry is only hurting you. It's not hurting the situation or the person. Like, they're not getting any benefit out of it. It's more so affecting you. So if we can let go of that anger, it'll be better for us in the long run. So essentially, the whole purpose of these tips is to get you to recognize an emotion, to sit with that emotion, to reevaluate a situation, and then to come up with a better solution, or a more positive solution to whatever the issue may be. So just to recap, my 4 tips on controlling your anger would be to, number 1, recognize the emotion. Number 2, remove yourself from the situation. 3, reevaluate the situation. Number 4, come up with an action plan or next steps to better the situation. I hope you enjoyed my tips. Like I said, I really thought this was an important little tidbit to throw out there, just to normalize anger. Everyone gets angry. It's all about what you do in that 4th step, how you are reevaluating this, what is your action plan, how are you coming at the situation. So thank you so much for tuning in. That concludes today's video, and that's the resolution.